Hello, hello, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome to the online service of the Church of Infinite Spirit. I'm Reverend Lauren Skye, one of the founders of this church. Our community has been meeting since 1999, and it is the mission of this church to inspire spiritual freedom by supporting people in knowing themselves as spiritual beings and as a part of the consciousness that creates this universe. And we support the joyous transformation that comes from that knowing of self as spirit. We hope to recapture the intention of church as a respite from the noise of life, as a space of remembrance of our spiritual nature and a place of joyful connection. We are non-dogmatic and non-judgmental. There's no control, punishment, or reward energy here. We respect your divine right to create your own reality and to manage your energy as you choose. It's always a take what you can use and leave the rest environment. When we share, it's with the intention of inspiring you to find your own truth rather than convincing you of ours. I'm honored that you're taking a break with me today for the next 30 minutes or so to remember your spiritual nature and to give to yourself. We always start with a short meditation, so let's do that now. We'll walk through a 4-step process to help us come present as spirit and shift our energy. Meditation invites us out of the stories we're telling ourselves about what's true and invites us into deep spiritual truth, where we have the power to change our story and so change our lives. And doing it together is so powerful. So if you want to participate, it's helpful to close your eyes and place your feet on the floor. You could stay on video if you'd like, or you could turn the video off, whatever is comfortable for you, whatever is going to create an environment for you of highest permission to go within, relax, and take care of yourself energetically. So we'll place our feet on the floor, we'll close our eyes. The first step of this process is called grounding. Grounding is an imaginary connection from the base of your spine, the first chakra, and the center of the earth. And we do it by simply noticing and imagining. So would you notice that body of yours, your highest creation as a spiritual being, your human incarnation, the body. So just notice your breathing, the sensations of the body, the emotions, the thoughts. It's all just fine. And then begin to focus more specifically on your back. Maybe your upper back, the shoulder area, is it tight? Is it loose? Is it medium? Your spine. And the base of your spine, the back of the first chakra energy center. And to ground, would you simply imagine either a colored beam of light or a tree root, perhaps, extending from the base of your spine, just like a tail would extend. It comes right from that spot where a tail would start if you had one. And that tree root or colored beam of light is going to grow. It's going to grow down past your chair, into the floor of whatever room or building you're sitting in, into the floor, into the earth, all the way through the layers of the earth, and all the way to the center of the earth, where it will take hold. Grounding invites us into the here and now as spirit. This connection from the base of your spine to the center of the earth, called a grounding cord, invites the stability and alignment of all the chakras. And so importantly, this grounding cord becomes a way for us to release energy we don't need to be carrying. So much of the energy that causes us trouble, that causes us pain, that causes us stress is simply the result of vibrations recycling over and over through the chakras that we don't need. This grounding cord gives those energies a place to go so they can fall away. When they fall away to the center of the earth, where they are transmuted into neutral creative force. So we're not littering the earth with negative energy. It's only negative when we hold. Earth receives that energy and recycles it, uses it. Perhaps you could even imagine or intend, I'm willing to let go. We do have to be willing to let go of anything that doesn't serve me. The second step of this meditation process is to open up the sixth chakra energy center. The sixth chakra sits in the middle of our heads, behind our eyes, between our ears. The pineal gland inside that skull of yours is the physical equivalent of the sixth chakra. And the way we open the sixth chakra is to simply imagine being in the middle of our head. So we open the sixth chakra by giving it attention. Would you imagine focusing your attention in the middle of your head? Your attention can be anywhere and anywhen across space and time. When we come into the sixth chakra, center of head space, we come into a space of clarity where we can find our own information as a spiritual being, unique to us, our own answers to the many questions of life. Check it out. Notice what it feels like. It's different to be in the middle of your head. It's a space for meditation, not living every day. It's a great space to come into to find clarity, clairvoyance, clear vision, a function of the sixth chakra. So we're grounded. We've opened the sixth chakra energy center. The next step in this process is to manage the energy around us, our auras. We emanate energy. Everyone and everything does. So when we manage our own aura, kind of manage our own psychic environment or energetic environment. That's a good thing to do because everything in our environment influences us and we respond to it. The way to manage this aura of yours is to simply imagine that you're sitting in a big soap bubble or eggshell all around you. And you want it big enough so that you can kind of reach your arms, point your fingers and touch. So it's kind of like personal space, above, below, all around, a bubble. And if you'd like to make this bubble a stronger boundary for your energy, you could paint it a color. Mine is a light purple today. It often is. What color would you like your energetic boundary to be? Maybe a color your body likes to have around it. In the paradigm of information that we work with, the vibrations, the energies that we carry in this body of ours, in the chakras and in the auras, are reflected back to us in our experiences of life. So we get what we are. And so we can change our experience by changing our inner realities. We're doing that right now by grounding and letting go of what we don't need. We can also bring in consciously what we'd like. Notice what you would like this first Sunday of 2022. Maybe you'd like joy, fun, freedom, prosperity, clarity, bliss. What word represents an energy that you would like more of right in this moment? Maybe you think you can't have it until something happens, but that's just not true. You can have it right now. And here's how. You bring it in to your energetic field. We do it with our imagination, such a powerful resource. Would you imagine above your head a big golden ball, like a big gold sun? And that big gold ball, big gold sun, maybe it's a couple inches above your head and then it goes way up because it's so big, or a foot above your head. Let it be at least as tall as you are. So some of it will be inside your aura bubble, but it all won't fit. Some of it's going to be extending over the top of the aura. And then remember the word you just thought of that represents the energy you'd like more of. And would you take that word and write it across your sun? Joylove, whatever word you've chosen. It's a good idea to choose one, and you can do this multiple times, rather than throw a bunch of words in that sun like a salad sun. It dissipates the effectiveness. So pick one word. You can always do it again with another word. And imagine writing that word across your sun and watch what happens. The golden sun will become absorbed and multiply that word. So the golden sun is neutral energy. And when you put the word love in it, your intention, it becomes that flavor of energy, a big gold sun of love, or whatever you've chosen. Watch that sun get a little bigger, maybe a little bigger, as the energy multiplies and multiplies. And then bring it right into your experience by bringing it right into your body, your chakras, your aura, your space. Imagine reaching up and poking a hole in the bottom of that sun, or simply let it set right into you and receive. Let that golden light fill in all the cells of the body, head, neck, shoulders, the spaces between the cells too, chest, arms, guts, your butt in the chair, legs, knees, all the way down to your fingers and fingertips and your toes. And if you become full of golden light, let the excess energy stream around you and fill your aura bubble. And just notice the golden energy is integrated into your being, so there's always room for more. Let's add a step to this today. At New Year time, there's always a lot of looking forward to the future. But the future isn't knowable because it isn't formed. The future isn't a secret that can be uncovered only by a select few. It's literally undecided until we create it through free will and choice. Some timelines are more likely than others, but that which has not yet unfolded is always a fluid range of possibility. The future is created in present time, moment to moment to moment. So let's add a piece today to be more in the moment, in the here and now. Would you imagine another one of those big gold suns above your head? Another way to use the big gold sun is to imagine it attracts your energy from the past and future. So it is, you created it, it's your vibration. And it can become like a magnet with your intention. I call my energy home from the past, home from the future, into this big gold sun above me. And as you do, you're not bringing the pain from painful times back. You're freeing yourself of that pain. You're calling your energy out of it. And you're not negating joyful memories. Those still happen. You still have them. And that joy can fuel you up in present time as you come home to yourself. When that sun is nice and full of your energy that was scattered across time, again, would you imagine popping it, or just let it set into you? Regathering yourself, all the fragments of you that have been scattered, home to integrate into your being. As that gold light comes in, again, head, neck, shoulders, the chest and torso, arms, hands, legs, all the way down to your feet, toes, fingers and fingernails. Notice how you feel. Is there a difference in how you feel than how you felt 10 minutes ago? It doesn't take any time at all to work with energy and change our experience. Before we close this meditation, let's intend healing and ease for our neighbors and friends in Boulder County who are dealing with the aftermath of the Marshall Fire. Let's take a big breath and just imagine, allow, perhaps pray in whatever way you do or intend. Healing and ease, love and light for these people, for the earth, and for the animals in that area. Your intention matters a lot. So on behalf of all those people and animals and the earth, thank you. You might want to stay right here in this meditation space if you're a long-time meditator and receive today's message. Or you might want to open your eyes and stretch your body and look at all the boxes on the screen. Those of you who've been with us a while know that today is Validation Day. We hold church on the first Sunday of the month, and on the first Sunday of the year, our community traditionally has one more holiday to close the holiday season, and we call it Validation Day. Validation Day reminds us to allow what is, setting the stage for the next leg of the journey of life from a place of love rather than a place of fear. And we remind ourselves of our power to choose. Today is this community's 19th Validation Day celebration. This tradition started in 2003. Usually on Validation Day, we talk about dealing with the messages of not good enough that increase at this time of year. We talk about the punishment energy that tries to get into our natural state, our natural desire to improve ourselves and our lives. We talk about how energy flows and how pain is sticky and obstructs the flow of joy and manifestation. We reset our relationships with ourselves and let go of resistance. And we talk about energy as the seed of reality and our power to choose particular flavors of energy, like love and joy, to seed our realities as we'd like. But this year, let's do it differently. So many things are being done differently. Let's do Validation Day differently this year. And this year, let's validate a particular energy that's all around us and within us, the energy of change. Change, when things move from one state of being to another, and the process of that transition. We often say we want change. It's the transition process that can be the tricky part. But Earth is a place of constant change. When things are challenging, it feels like they will last forever, and they never do. When things are smooth and easy, it feels like that should last forever, and it never does. Validation and change go really well together. Validation helps us move through times of change with greater ease, maybe even some gratitude. Validation is a vibration, a frequency of energy, just like any of the other words we've been talking about, like joy, love, peace, stress, worry, fear, grace, bliss. It's one of the many flavors of energy, and it's always a choice. In a way, validation is saying yes. Validation acknowledges what is instead of naming it wrong. It's a form of non-resistance. Change comes in many shapes and sizes, and at many times, sometimes easy to validate and sometimes easy to resist. Sometimes change is uninvited, but imminent. We see it coming. When change is afoot, when change is inevitable, saying no, resisting it, does not work. Sometimes we know it's time. A relationship is ending, an agreement is changing, a situation is nearing its closure. Here, validation, saying, yes, this is happening, is very helpful. When we say yes, even though there's discomfort, even if there's fear, all that energy that would have been held in resistance is freed to see opportunity and to harness possibilities. When we resist change to the point we stay a thing too long, a common way to end it is to make someone wrong. If I stay at a workplace too long, beyond my spiritual agreement because I'm afraid of change, I'll likely start to make my boss or my coworkers wrong, like now they're jerks or, or whatever. It's an unconscious attempt to make it easier to go. But I could just recognize this is done. And it's time for me to find my next step. Their way isn't wrong. It's their way and not mine. That's validation in action. Sometimes change is uninvited and unexpected. Sudden losses or changes in the course of life we didn't expect are, of course, never easy. In these times, validation isn't for the moment of the event. It's for afterwards in the long term. Feelings must be felt. Spiritual skills are never a reason to stuff feelings. That's not the proper use of spiritual skill. You have to have what's happening in the moment. That's validation. Have the feeling. Have our experience. Validation comes into play here in the long-term decisions we make about how that event will sit in our life, in our experience of ourselves. That's where validation really helps. I think of the people who've lost their homes in the Boulder fire. Right now, it's a time of great loss and shock. Later, as they move through the experience, some of them will decide that this was the worst thing that could have happened and that it will have a negative impact on the rest of their lives. And if they decide that, that's what it will be. Others will move through the experience and decide that, yes, this was a loss, a big challenge, but life will be renewed and a new path created. And that is what will happen for those people. What we tell ourselves about a thing is what it is. Mostly, we live our responses to events and not the events themselves. In the aftermath of great challenge, the yes, validation, is extremely powerful. Sometimes change is invited, prayed for, even demanded. That's another kind of growth. Often we say we want change, but yet we hold to the old and familiar. When the pain of holding becomes stronger than the fear of change, transition happens. In order to allow a change we've been wanting, sometimes we have to let go of something else too. If you are intending prosperity, but your reality is filled with a belief in lack, and you have judgment of those with great abundance, how are you going to bring in the prosperity? There's no room for it in your inner reality. You gotta let that go to let prosperity in. Since the energies we carry are reflected in our experience, we can't carry energies that don't fit well in the same reality and expect them to manifest. They're going to bump into each other. Other times, it's just the opposite. We know it's time for change, but we don't know what's next. We know it's time to let go, but we don't know what it's time to allow in. In these times, validation is very helpful, along with faith, a trust in the journey of life. And this type of change is unfolding in this space of our online church services here. We began our online services at the beginning of the pandemic, and now it's time for change. This online service space will be complete with today's event. And I really wanted to announce today what will take its place, but we just don't know yet. Margaret and Jamie and I have been back and forth and upside down and all around about what the next online expression of this space will be, but it just isn't formed yet. So rather than push, we will validate the unknown and sit with it. We'll let go and have faith that the next steps will emerge. Change is, change has been, and change will be. It is the only true constant, as the saying goes. So in our meditation today, let's look at our relationship with change and start to say yes. This meditation might be a little bit longer than our usual church meditation, so please say yes to that. Take what you'd like and let the rest go. If you want to participate, again, would you close your eyes and place your feet on the floor? Take a big deep breath. Did your grounding cord pop off with the news about the change in the church space or any other aspects of change that we looked at? If so, it's so easy to recreate, to reimagine that connection from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the earth. Be in the middle of your head, cozy in your aura bubble. Consider your internal reality. You know you. How are you with change? Do you generally resist change? Or are you maybe a little addicted to change? Something's always got to be changing. Are you waiting for change, withholding joy from yourself until something has changed? If you like how you relate to change, that's fabulous. But if not, imagine, notice, you can shift that. It really is a choice. Perhaps you could begin by simply allowing that change is. And that change is always in divine timing, regardless of the ego's preferences. Validate change in your inner world. Say yes to change. Let resistance fall down the grounding cord to be transmuted at the center of the earth. Take a breath. The last couple of years have been years of great change, and 2022 will likely be the same. So let's say yes to all of it. Let's ride the waves of change with validation and say yes to the many possibilities that could unfold. Let's focus on the outcomes we'd like to see manifest and support them with our energy management skills. We wanted to be here as souls at this time, creating this present time and the future to come. In meditation, would you notice something you'd like to manifest in 2022? Maybe you want to manifest a new workspace or relationship or health space, a creative endeavor. And as you imagine that manifestation, notice how you imagine you'll feel once that manifestation has happened. In other words, what do you imagine that manifestation will bring? Maybe money brings peace or freedom. Partnership brings love, belonging, a lightness on the journey. Career perhaps brings fulfillment, prosperity. Everything we desire is about the vibration that we imagine it will bring. We're really bringing that vibration into ourselves as we work with the manifestation process. So we can lay the groundwork of manifestation by becoming the vibrations we want to experience. So if we imagine that prosperity is going to bring peace, our job is to be peace now, so that we become attractors of what we desire, as well as creators of it. Notice something you'd like to create in 2022, and what you imagine it will bring. Will it bring happiness, fulfillment, prosperity, joy, freedom, authenticity? Whatever you imagine it will bring, give yourself a gold sun of that energy now. Begin to become the frequency you'd like to attract. It's a like attracts like universe. You know how we just did it. Gold sun above your head, big, big, big. Write the word across the sun that represents the vibration you imagine this manifestation will bring. Watch the sun absorb the word, become it, multiply it. It's kind of like dropping food coloring into water. Water becomes the color, the sun becomes the vibration. And then set that sun into yourself or pop the bottom of it and let the energy stream into you. Can you receive? Will you trust that you can have this vibration? The more you become it, the easier it will be to manifest your intention. So fill yourself in now, head to toe, with whatever energy you're seeking. Let's take this one more step. As you consider this coming year, 2022, what are the energies you'd like to embody, explore, and experience on your journey? Every day on Validation Day, we pick our words for the year. I do 3. Some people can do more. I can just hold 3. 3 words for the year. Vibrations we intend to embody that year. Maybe it's a year of love, peace, and prosperity. Maybe it's a year of clarity, focus, and manifestation. Maybe it's a year of openness, love, and allowing. What words come to you to represent your intentions for the year, boiled down to the core of vibration, energetic frequency? Maybe you're not sure. Pick 3 to play with. You can always refine it later. And let's fill ourselves in with those words. 3 gold suns. You could stack them like an ice cream scoop, 3 scoops high, or you could create one and then the next and then the next. Gold sun, the first word across the sun. Watch the sun absorb and multiply and become a big gold sun of that energy. And give it to yourself. Set the sun, let that gold energy stream into you. Become it. Notice how it feels. How about the second word? Gold sun, the word. Watch the sun multiply, become, be that vibration, and then bring it in. And one more. What was the third word? Create the gold sun, the word in the sun. Watch the sun do what it does, become the word, and then receive. Notice the vibrations are integrated into your being, so there's always room for more. When you've received, Go ahead and open your eyes, stretch your body. You might want to jot your 3 words down. And I invite you to validate those 3 words over the course of time. I'd suggest that each day this year, you ground and bring in gold suns of those vibrations. Watch what happens in your world as you become what you seek. Your words for the year. With my words for the year, I set myself up for success by writing them down. I even have them pop up on my phone from time to time. So support yourself in whatever way works for you. And watch what happens. It's amazing what happens when they aren't forgotten by February 15th. So we've looked at change, validation, and our words for the year. As we move toward closing our time together today and our time in this iteration of the online church space, I want to say how much I have enjoyed being with you in this way. Margaret and Jamie too, I know. And we all look forward to seeing you again in whatever way unfolds. After this talk, we'll stay on for some social time after we close the service. And if you'd like to stay on the call and perhaps share your words for the year, please do. Love to hear them. I want to close this time and this online church space with a quote from Emmanuel's Book 1, one of my favorite books in the world, Emmanuel's Book 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was yes. Whatever your predicament may be, yes will not solve it. It will dissolve it. Yes is not obedience or acquiescence. It is an embrace. I thank you for being here with me today, both here with me in this moment and here in earth in divine timing. And I thank you for giving me and Margaret and Jamie your time and attention, 2 of your most valuable resources in life. And I receive them with honor and gratitude. So until whatever time is next, bye for now, everyone. Happy Validation Day. I'll turn off the recording and we can visit if you'd like.